Revelation by C.J. Sansom. Read by Anton. The high chandeliers in the great hall of Lincoln's Inn were ablaze with candles, for it was late afternoon when the play began. Most members of Lincoln's Inn were present, the barristers in their robes, their wives in their best costumes. After an hour standing watching, my humped back was starting to ache, and I envied the elderly who'd brought stools. That year's play, traditionally held in March, was a new interlude, The Trial of Treasure, a heavy-handed moral fable portraying the vices and virtues of mankind. As the actor playing Virtue lectured dissimulation on his deceitful ways, appropriately perhaps to an audience of lawyers, my attention wandered. Across from me I saw my old enemy Stephen Belknap, the crookedest lawyer I'd ever come across. It struck me he looked tired, ill. Some distance away, my friend Roger Elliard, to whose rooms I was afterwards invited to dinner, held his wife's hand. Dorothy, the daughter of a sergeant in my first chambers, I'd known near 20 years. I'd been attracted at once to her elegance, wit, and kind nature. She seemed to like my company, too, never seemed to mind my bent back, and after a while I dared to think of trying to turn friendship into something more. I'd given no signs of my real feelings, though, and therefore had only myself to blame when I learned that Roger, my friend, handsome as well as clever, had already proposed marriage and been accepted. At last the play ended. The players bowed, the audience clapped, and we stepped out into Gatehouse Court. The sun was setting, illuminating the melting snow with an umber light, for late in the month, it was Palm Sunday Eve, it was still unseasonably cold. That afternoon I'd walked down to the Thames, for I'd heard the ice was breaking up at last after the long, bitter winter. And true enough, huge chunks of ice tumbled against each other with great crashes amid roiling grey waters. Perhaps spring was here at last. In a week it would be Easter Sunday, and also the 25th of March, the official start of the new year of 1543. "Matthew!" Someone clapped me on the shoulder. It was Roger, his slim form swathed in a heavy coat. Beside him was Dorothy. "You are in a brown study, reflecting on the moral sentiments of the play." "High as a house, but heavy as a horse," said Dorothy. That they were. Who chose it? Treasurer Rowland. He wanted something that wasn't politically contentious, but an Italian comedy would have been better. We walked across the courtyard to the Elliards' lodgings. The snow on the courtyard fountain was almost gone, revealing patches of grey ice. A few coins were exposed on it. Even with the fountain frozen this last 3 months, people still threw money in with a prayer for victory in a case, for, though they might deny it, lawyers were as superstitious as other men. In Roger's parlour, fat candles cast a warm, buttery light on a dozen guests, all barristers and their wives. A roaring fire warmed the room, bringing sweet smells from scented herbs on the wooden floor. Above the fireplace stood one of the best pieces of furniture in Lincoln's Inn, Roger's pride and joy. It was a large, carved wooden frieze of intricate design, the branches of trees in full leaf, interlaced with flowers and fruits, the heads of small animals peering through, deer and boar, even a unicorn. Roger stood below it, talking to Ambrose Loder from my chambers. Dorothy stood beside him, wearing a green damask dress. Seeing me, she came across. Like me, she was past 40 now, though she looked younger. I kissed her cheek. "A merry Palm Sunday to you." "And to you, Matthew." She squeezed my hand. "You look well." "And you look younger each new year, Dorothy. May this one bring peace and prosperity." "I hope so, though there's been a strange portent. Have you heard? 2 huge fish washed up by the Thames, great grey things half the size of a house. They must have been under the ice." "Alive?" "No, they lie on the mud banks over at Greenwich.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?